step in the assimilation of absorbing your minerals. So hydrochloric acid, it also kills harmful microorganisms that can be ingested with food or in water. So hydrochloric acid is really important from an antibacterial standpoint. It will kill those if you have enough stomach acid. It kills those pathogens that you bring in foods. People who are always sick with stomach aches all the time, food giving them chronic diarrhea, stomach aches after eating. These are people that absolutely need to have digestive enzymes and possibly hydrochloric. People who also get sick with food poisoning all the time. So people with food poisoning, there's not enough hydrochloric acid in the stomach to kill off those two with the food that. Sometimes if people eat, you've heard it, or some people eat all the same thing and everybody gets sick. Or you've got people that eat the same thing and one or two people don't get sick. The two that didn't get sick had enough hydrochloric acid in their stomach. So whatever it was that they ingested, their stomach took care of. The other people had a low hydrochloric acid production in the stomach, and it didn't kill it off. Or again, maybe you drank fluids with it, because remember, when you drink fluids with your meals, you dilute your digestive enzymes, and then that interferes with being able to digest your food properly, get it broken down. So, the stomach requires strong acid to break down food. And then the acid must be carefully controlled to protect the lining of the stomach from being digested as well. The stomach wall is lined with a thick coating of mucus. And so there's a valve at the top of the stomach. And this valve, it prevents the acid from moving up into the esophagus. So when this valve fails to function properly, a lot of times it has to do with maybe a hiatal hernia, and a chiropractor is excellent on getting that heartburn, acid reflux. That's when that occurs. Then there's the valve at the bottom of the stomach, and that valve keeps the food in the stomach until it's to be released into the duodenum. Now the duodenum is the very first turn. That's right at the bottom of the stomach, coming into the small intestine. That very first turn of the small intestine is the duodenum, or the duodenum. The body doesn't have enough bicarbonate solution in the pancreas to neutralize the acid. The valve at the bottom of the stomach, it doesn't open. And it won't open because the duodenum and the rest of the small intestines do not have a thick enough coating of mucus. When the valve doesn't open, pressure builds up, contributing to the development of the hiatal hernia and the acid reflux. So, it's extremely important that all of these enzymes get balanced out. Otherwise, it causes a lot of physical duress going through. So the substances that leave the stomach in small spurts, that's called chyme. And the chyme passes through the first churn of the small intestine, and then enzymes from the pancreas and the bile from the gallbladder, that is secreted onto the food along with an alkaline solution containing bicarbonate. So baking soda is a combination of this bicarbonate and sodium bicarbonate. And it's been used as a traditional remedy for occasional acid ingestion. So, it's okay to drink a little bit of baking soda, definitely it'll alkaline the body very, very quickly. You can take a teaspoon of squeeze neutralizes naturally. So once the bile and the pancreatic secretions, if they fail to neutralize the stomach acid, then that duodenum gets burned. And that's what causes, when you hear about the duodenal ulcers, the duodenum. The pancreas is actually part of, two systems. It has to do with the digestive system. It also has to do with the glandular system. So from a digestive standpoint, the secretions of the pancreatic enzymes that make their way into the small intestine, that's the purpose of the pancreas. The other purpose is that's where the secretion of the bicarbonate to reduce the acidity of the intestines comes from. It's also responsible for the enzymes that break down proteins and splitting fatty acids and break down carbohydrates into glucose. So the pancreas has a really, really big part on digestion. And when the pancreas isn't functioning well enough in the digestive process, you end up developing blood sugar problems. So whether it be hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, which is diabetes, it can also cause an excess production of bicarbonate and enzymes, which affect the hormone balance in the digestive system, leading to a reduced gastric secretions and release of food into the intestines by the stomach, causing the indigestion. So the pancreas is also responsible on keeping the blood alkaline. So the other thing that is involved in chronic symptoms with the pancreas not functioning well with the digestive process is the development of allergies. Incomplete digestion and putrefaction in the small intestines, as well as poor absorption as a result of too much acid in the environment, too high of an acid condition that's in the environment of the intestines. Ulcers from acid conditions also develop. Acidosis in the blood, and that's from a lack of this alkalining ability that takes place by the production of the bicarbonate. So the blood sugar problems, low blood sugar problems go to, immediate fatigue. So there's some of the functions there just that the pancreas has to do to aid with the digestion. The stomach, so going back to the stomach, is secretion of the gastric enzymes, the hydrochloric acid. And one thing, if you know that you have a problem with digestion, by not having the fluids with your meal, having them 15 minutes to a half an hour before you eat and a half an hour after, is to drink hot ginger tea. And hot ginger tea will start the wall of the stomach, the little hydrochloric acid pumps, the little pumps releasing the hydrochloric acid so that it bathes that wall of the stomach. And that's, that's something that's real easy and good to do for those of you out there that Feel as though that when you eat, everything seems to hang around in the stomach and stay there, that you have this heavy feeling in your stomach. Maybe not enough enzymes to break that down. That's also another sign. Overproduction of the acids in the stomach from a lack of enzymes. That causes a lot of distress. The stomach is also, as I had said, it regulates the flow of by regulating how quickly the stomach empties, it regulates the flow of everything into the intestinal tract, the GI tract. So the stomach is also where there's a secretion of the protective mucus and the incentric factor for the absorption of B12. B12 helps with our energy. It also helps with working with iron. Pernicious anemia is a problem with not enough production of B12. So the other thing too is, our B complex, if the digestive tract is in good shape, your body will make the Bs. And look at how many full B supplements are needed, and B12 injections, and B12, on its own, enhanced. Tells you right there, the digestive tract is not in good shape. You've got to do B12, you don't have a digestive tract that's in good shape. So enzymes are really important. Good bacteria, that's where those Bs are made, is from that good bacteria. So like the probiotic 11 or the colostrum product. Factors. Kingdomofhealing.com, you can find the majority of these things there. There's a product on herbal medicine, dr.com, the essential oils, and you can get a product called DigestZen, DigestZen. That is essential oils, and it's really good for infants to rub on their tummy for colic, fussiness, gassiness, nausea problems. Another one called GX Assist that is used for digesting, as well as it helps with cleansing. And it helps with the yeast buildup if there's too much candida, too much fungus that's going on in the digestive tract. But kingdomofhealing.com, you can find the probiotic 11. And it's 11 different extremely important bacterias in that. And I always have people take their probiotics at bedtime. I don't have them take them with meals. 2 to 4 of them before bed with a little bit of water, and allow 6 to 8 hours for them to get in the gut and do what they need to do, instead of taking them with water or food throughout the day. What that ends up doing is then it's just kind of washing it out throughout the digestive during the day. You want it to get in there and get a hold of it and do what it needs to do, and culture and build up, and have the time and opportunity to do that. Hey, you know what? You do it that way, you only got to go through 2 or 3 bottles. You do it the other way, well, you're on them every month. you're taking them every day. It needs to get in there and culture and build up. So some of the other symptoms with acute symptoms with the stomach is, I mentioned the headaches, pain in the stomach between